All right, what's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be going over the Airman Certification Standards document. Sounds boring, but this is catered for rotor pilots, specifically those who have their commercial license already. If you don't have your commercial rotorcraft license already or certificate, please hit me up and I can walk you through the steps on how to get you there and how to get it done. It's really not that hard. You're just going to take a quick little test and I can walk you through the steps on how to get that set up. Anyways, I want to go over this because I have a lot of rotor pilots that hit me up constantly and ask, hey, what am I expected to know? What am I expected to do? How do I get my license? I keep saying license. I'm going to say certificate because that's what it's called. How do I get my certificate? So this document right here, the Commercial Pilot for Airplane category, Airman Certification Standards, I'll refer to it as ACS a lot today. Think of this document as the ATM, so the Aircrew Training Manual or module, whatever. Think of that as kind of like a mirror for this, but the civilian edition. So each aircraft, right, whatever aircraft you fly, you're going to have an ATM assigned to you, and you're going to have tasks within that. So with the task, inside each task, there are standards. Just like in the task in the ACS, there are standards for the maneuvers and the tasks that you're expected to do. So let's just dive in here, right here. Scroll down, boring. Okay, right here is what I want to get into. This is going to be the table of contents. So for your check ride, you'll see we got area of operations, and then we have tasks within it. So most of the stuff all the way up until this portion right here, section or area of operation 4. This is all pretty much groundwork right here. Specifically area of operation 1, pre-flight preparation. If I can go in here and I can click on each one, this one's not hyperlinked. Most of them are hyperlinked. You'll click in here and it'll give you, let's just scroll into here. Let's talk about task G, right? Operation of systems. So if I look in here, it's going to break it down and it's basically going to tell you what you're supposed to know for knowledge-wise. And these are all little things that you can get asked on and you should be able to explain and know what they are. Obviously, it's a lot, but at the end of the check ride, you'll have all this stuff pretty much memorized. Well, you should have it memorized before the check ride even starts, but don't get overwhelmed. You'll take it all one step at a time. So this is how it's broken down. We got skills. Let's go down into the flight portion. So let's talk right here. Area of operation 4. So we got takeoffs, landings, and go-arounds. So you're going to have a couple of maneuvers that you got to do on your check ride that are required. So let's dive into one right here. We got soft field takeoff and climb. So that's task C. Let's go down. What page was that? 20. All right, so right here, I look at task C, soft field takeoff and climb. ASEL stands for airplane single engine land. So you got to have some knowledge on why we do it, how to do it, blah, blah, blah. Go down here, skills. So these are all skills that you need to do that are incorporated with the task itself. So we'll talk about lifting off at the lowest possible airspeed, and then for example, right here, we got establish a pitch attitude for VX or VY as appropriate and maintain selected airspeed plus or minus 5 knots during the climb. So there are a lot of standards. It's pretty much mirrors the Army, right? Plus or minus 10 knots, plus or minus 100 feet, plus or minus half a ball, right? Trim is what we call it. So you can go in here and you can see step by step on what each task entails and what are the standards associated with it. Going down to the back portion. This is a very important portion, especially if you're just doing this as an add-on. And the reason it's important is, let's talk about it right here. Let me get to the right page. Here we go. Addition of an airplane single engine land rating to an existing commercial pilot certificate. So once you took that commercial test, or whatever you want to call it, FAA test, at Fort Rucker, that gives you your commercial certificate for rotorcraft helicopter. you are now a commercial pilot in the FAA's eyes, right? So you are now going to take a commercial airplane add-on checkride. Sometimes people want to do PPL and you're kind of backtracking in time. I highly recommend just doing the add-on for the commercial certificate because you get to skip a bunch of stuff. And then if we look in here, you get to skip stuff, right? Like I said, now we have to look at right here, commercial pilot ratings held. So RH stands for rotorcraft helicopter. We now look in this column. This is the column we live in right here. So area of operation 1, I can expect to get asked some subjects on Foxtrot and Golf. Let's scroll all the way up. Let's see what Foxtrot and Golf is. So we can get asked on performance and limitations and operations of systems. Task A, B, C, D, E, I is pretty much all skipped. I'm not saying it's 100% going to get skipped. The DP has the ability to go in and ask you a question, whatever the hell they want to ask you on. But mandatory tasks that we need to know are Foxtrot and Golf and area of operation 1. So forth, if I go down and I just look at each area of operation, I can see what task I'm required to know, and also for the flight maneuvers, what flight maneuvers I'm required to do. So if you're confused on what a checkride entails, what you're expected to do versus not expected to do, this is where you go right here. What is it? Appendix 1 in the back of the ACS for the commercial pilot add-on for airplane. If you got any other questions or this helped you out, please like the video or hit me up, Instagram, whatever. I want to help as many people get their fixing ratings as possible. And yeah, just kickstart your career.